It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it's showtime. Thank you. Give yourselves a hand. It's the Geno Jones Show. I know. You can see, you can read. Maybe not everybody. You're saying, come on, G, that big-ass sign, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see that sign with your name. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern if you're in Chicago or in Memphis, Tennessee, or down in Houston or Dallas, New Orleans. 5:30 Central Time out on the West Coast in Los Angeles, the Bay Area, up in Portland, Oregon, Seattle. It is 3:30 out in Hawaii, 1:30 p.m. Subscribe, share. You can screen grab some of the show. As a matter of fact, this show that I'm doing live, if you're watching me right now, East Coast 6:31-ish, something like that. The show is recorded live. So as soon as I end the show, it is already up on my YouTube channel. So you can screen grab some video clips and make them go viral on whatever your social media platform or platforms are. Create a YouTube short right here. Continue to spread the word. My goal is to basically get 100,000 new subscribers by the end of 2024. I already qualified to be a YouTube partner, so I want to thank everybody. And next week I have some big, probably by Friday, I'll have some exciting news. Some new sponsors are coming to the Geno Jones Show. I'm excited about that. So I have a guest coming up today. He is the program chair with the National Society of Black Engineers here in Charleston. They have some exciting things going on. And so many of our younger brothers and sisters are Generation Z. Now they got Generation A, Generation Alpha. Zillennials, millennials are just really so just device tech savvy because all these damn devices that we've given them since they was probably 2 years old, tablets and smartphones. So there's so many doors, a whole new world in terms of engineering, so many different fields. So I'm going to let my guest, he will explain all that to you. I'm really excited to partner up and work with these brothers and sisters in the engineering field, because we can always use more engineers with this technology. We got to be in it. Either we're going to be in it or it's going to be used in and on us, and not in a good way. So I digress. So let me congratulate some folks. First of all, congratulations to the sister Gabby Sidibe. Everybody calls her Gabby Sidibe. You remember her from the movie Precious. She played the role of Precious, and she was on Empire. I dug her role in Empire. She was like one of the record execs in Empire. She kind of worked her way up. She was working for Scandalous as Lucius Lyon. So her and her husband, Brandon Frankel, they've announced on Instagram that Gabby Sidibe is expecting twins later this year. So congratulations, soon to be brand new mommy and daddy. Our prayer is that you have healthy, happy babies. So congratulations, and we lift Gabby, we lift you and your husband Brandon and the twins. Yep, start saving now. Before you know it, they'll want a car and you'll be getting ready for college tuition. So I'm just saying, save, open up those accounts right now. As a matter of fact, you have a bridal shower. Tell them, have a big bridal shower to where, all right, here's some accounts that all the money you're going to spend on the bridal shower, just wire that money to those two accounts. Start the college fund early, like in utero, before they even get here. Just a suggestion, Gabby, from a dad that's got about 2.5 more months of tuition payments. I got the email to prove it. This will be second set of the, this will be the second and last round of tuition payments. Did it with my first daughter, Boogie, and now Halle. I'm going to be celebrating They say, don't make a lot of noise when we call the student's name. They can throw my ass out because I'm going to scream like I hit the Powerball. Because, trust me, all the money that I've spent in 4 years, it's like a Powerball lottery. So, congratulations once again, Gabby Sidibe and Brandon Frankel. And like I said, start those college funds while they are in utero. Let that interest build up. And I'm not a financial planner, but I'm just speaking from experience. Had I known, I would have done that. But that ship has sailed. So just a word to the wise. How about that? Shout out to Essence. So Essence is going to honor some of my favorite actresses. Danielle Brooks, who's from South Carolina. As a matter of fact, she is in the new version of The Color Purple, and Halle Bailey, among other women. The 2024 Black Women in Hollywood Awards is going to be March 7th. March is Women's History Month, so we're going to recognize, not just recognize, I'll be featuring women on the show, especially Black women. We'll celebrate women in general, but I always center and celebrate our culture and our community, especially on our media. This is my media channel, because if we who are in the media and who own media companies and have media platforms, if we don't celebrate and elevate and celebrate and cheer our own, ain't nobody else gonna do it. It's just a fact. So, but congratulations to Danielle Brooks, Halle Bailey. Speaking of that movie, The Color Purple, if you have not seen it, it is really wonderfully done. Now, there's some apprehension because, there's talk about, well, it's a musical, and I don't know, because if you saw the movie in back in 85, so you have people who love that and are loyal to it, so a little apprehensive to see it. I was not apprehensive, but I was like, okay, let me see what they really did with this movie. But it did a wonderful job. And yes, it is not a musical, but there's a lot of music in it. But the way it's done, it doesn't take away from the acting, and it's still a movie. And there's so many dramatic scenes. It's true, for the most part. It's true to the book. Now there's some complaints in the queer community, our brothers and sisters in the queer community, because apparently in the original book with Alice Walker, there was a lesbian relationship that developed between Celie and Suge. So they kind of explore it, but they don't. But bottom line, it's really well done, and it's an excellent movie. And without giving the movie away, if you haven't seen it, the final scene, the very end of the movie, even I had to fight back tears. It is just, and you don't see it coming. So it was really well done. It was well written. And just the music that's in it, the singing and dancing, her is in it. Sierra, you'll see Sierra. You may not recognize Sierra. As a matter of fact, you probably won't even recognize the sister, her, the R&B artist, like Prince protege, talented sister, can play like everything, guitar. But she's in the movie, because I didn't even recognize her. I said, she kind of looked familiar. Who was that? Oh, that's her in the movie. So, not that. Look, I ain't a movie critic, but I'm just saying, it's worth seeing. Check it out. You'll be pretty happy. I'm pretty confident of that. But everything ain't for everybody. So, but it was well done. So, yesterday we had the presidential primaries in Michigan. President Joe Biden, he's an incumbent president. He got like 81% of the votes. I'm trying to think of the term. It starts with a U. Uncommitted. Uncommitted voters was like 13%. Now, go back and watch Monday's show, Monday's monologue, and I talked about it specifically. And I talked about it last week too. And I talked about it Monday, especially shout out to my Palestinian American brothers and sisters, and not just the Palestinian American brothers and sisters, but especially our young people, people of all ages, but specifically my Gen Zers and my millennials. Gen Zers are really passionate about the atrocities, the genocide that they've witnessed with the Palestinian people that was triggered by Hamas, a domestic terrorist group that was really propped up, helped to be propped up by the Prime Minister of Israel. Now, let's untie that. So you've got the Prime Minister, Bibi Netanyahu, who is straight up avowed, no secret, no ambiguity, white nationalist, Jewish version of, as I call him, Orange Jumpsuit Hitler on the show, for those who are fans and family members who watch the show regularly. You know what I'm talking about. The dude with them little bootleg ass, cheap ass, ugly ass gold sneakers with the T on it that said, oh, black people love me because I'm selling sneakers and because I've been indicted 91. I got 91 felony charges. So black people, they're going to vote for me and they like me and support me because they can relate to me. No, we cannot. No, but I digress. I don't want to lose the initial train of thought here. So there are many people. Now, what you need to understand, Michigan, you got about 300,000 Palestinian Americans just outside of Detroit. It's a town called Dearborn, Michigan, almost like a suburb, very close to the city of Detroit. It's probably got the largest concentration of Palestinian Americans in all of the United States. And I get it because many of the Palestinian American brothers and sisters, they got family members that have died or that have been hurt, injured, missing. But we still have over 100 hostages who were kidnapped on October 7th by Hamas. But the point is, you've got the Prime Minister of Israel who propped up Hamas, who basically told Qatar, another country in the Middle East, to basically, hey, finance, we co-signing for Hamas because we want to divide and conquer the Palestinians. So the Palestinians on the east side of Israel, on the West Bank, we want to make sure that we keep them fighting with the other Palestinians in Gaza on the west side of us. The old trope, divide and conquer. So Netanyahu engaged in this, made sure that Hamas had money so they could somehow keep the Palestinians in the West Bank, the PLO, in check, keep them fighting against each other. So he fed the snake, made sure the snake had money, and then the snake bit his ass. But my message was, my grandmother had a saying, don't bite your tongue to spite your face. And is upset is many people, and not just Palestinian Americans. You even have Jewish Americans that are upset with President Biden, and because they felt he could have done more. And we had that conversation. And at the end of the day, he ain't the Prime Minister of Israel. And once again, you got a white nationalist who's the Prime Minister and is surrounded by white nationalists in Israel who wants Joe Biden to lose because he wants Orange Hitler over here, Orange Hitler 45, back in office. So I will just say, come November, to my Palestinian American brothers and sisters, and not just the Palestinian Americans, to the African American brothers and sisters, the white American brothers and sisters, be it whatever ethnic background, Hispanic brothers and sisters, those who are outraged, rightful outrage, and hopefully we will have a permanent ceasefire and the hostages that have been released, all of them be released, but don't bite your tongue to spite your face. By not voting, you've made your statement. And it's been heard. I guarantee you. President Biden, he got the message. He heard you. But It's not as simple as it looks. But I get it. If I got family over there, I wouldn't give a damn. I'm like, stop, do whatever you can to stop the bombing now. But you got somebody that's not a partner that ain't trying to listen. So it's a come to Jesus moment for President Biden and his administration. So, but do not, once again, don't bite your tongue. What I mean, don't bite your tongue to spite your face. Don't F around to find out and allow Orange Hitler 45 back in office, because his first day when he became president, he basically instituted a Muslim travel ban, who said that he wants to round up over 1 million illegal aliens. He wants to round up Muslims. He wants to have what they call a Muslim registry, that if you are a Muslim American, you have to register with the U.S. government. When did they do that? Was it here? No. You know when they did that? Like 90 years ago, over in Germany, in the late 1920s and early 30s, in Nazi Germany. So don't bite your nose to spite your face, because there's somebody that's been clear and open with, look, I don't like Muslims. I had a Muslim ban when I was in the first time, and if you think that was bad, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. So just don't bite your tongue to spite your face. Congratulations, Kelly Rowland. So I haven't seen this movie. We were talking about movies. This is a movie, the number one movie, new movie on Netflix is Tyler Perry is doing his thing. And he was having like a new studio, or maybe I think he was expanding a studio, having some new construction with the studio, and he's put it on hold. I've heard that people who work at Tyler Perry's studio want to form a union, because I've heard that Tyler is not the most generous brother when it comes to pay. It's like, you know, he could pay his folks better and more money. I've heard multiple people who work with Tyler or work for him said that. But his movie, Mea Culpa, starring Kelly Rowland, the number one new movie on Netflix. So congratulations. I haven't seen it yet. It's kind of got some mixed reviews. They're like the acting is hard. So I haven't seen it. So I can't say I can't say it's trash. I'm not implying that. But I'm sure if you're on social media, you've seen some of the reviews and people trying to clown the movie. It's like, mea culpa. The mea culpa is that he should have paid to get some better actors and actresses. But I heard Kelly Rowland did pretty good. So I'm a big Kelly Rowland fan. All right. Happy birthday. Speaking of Tyler Perry movies, Tasha Smith and her twin sister, her identical twin sister, Sidra. Tasha Smith has been in so many, she's been in a lot, but you see it like Tyler Perry movies, you can't see one without Tasha Smith. She was in Daddy's Little Girl. She was in Why Did I Get Married? Part 1, or the first one and the second one. So Tasha and her twin sister, Tasha Smith and Sidra, they are 53 today. Happy birthday to my Pisces celebrating a birthday. My guest is the program chair with the National Society of Black Engineers, the Charleston Professionals, and he's got some exciting things that's happening and about to happen. This big event that I'm going to let him tell you about in May. It's like they call it STEMapalooza. You heard of Lollapalooza, so we got STEMpalooza. STEMpalooza. Anyway, shut the hell up, G. Bring your guest on camera. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Edward Copes. Welcome to the Geno Jones Show, my brother. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Geno.
Let me, go into my monologue / rant.
Oh, no problem. No problem. You got news to share to the community.
Yeah. Well, listen. We got a chance to talk. I got a chance to meet Edward and a sister named Dawn. We did a conference call about a week ago, and I was so excited to be able to bring you guys on the show. You're doing good work. First of all, just to allow young brothers and sisters to see somebody that looks like them, that's been successful, there's also that wants to pour into young brothers and sisters and say, hey, listen, you know what? I probably grew up in a neighborhood like you did, similar background, parents or whatever, and I did it, and you can do it too. And here's the blueprint. So you guys got some exciting things. So if you don't mind, Edward, why don't you briefly kind of share your story and how your passion and interest for the engineering and STEM field, how that came about, and then talk about being with, of course, with the the Society of Black Engineers, which will segue into all the great things you guys are doing.
Sure, sure. First off, thank you for allowing me to speak on your platform. Um, I first want to say I started off. Well, let me just tell you about myself. I was born in New York, Bronx, New York, South Bronx to be exact, right near Yankee Stadium. I was there for about 13 years. Then I moved down south, finished high school in upstate South Carolina, Abbeville, South Carolina to be exact. And in those high school years, I took a passion to basically taking things apart and putting them back together. In that era, we were real big on installing our own like car stereo systems and CD players, and so I just was always just in tune with how technology worked, how things connect, how to wire things and keep the flow or the circuit connected. So that's kind of what sparked my initial interest in STEM technology, circuitry, understanding motherboards, and various things. I went to college in Charlotte, North Carolina after I graduated high school in 2003. I went to Johnson C. Smith University, that's a HBCU, Golden Bulls. I graduated from there in 2007, and my degree was in computer engineering. I moved to Charleston in 2013 just for a change of scenery and to figure things out. And then I eventually landed a job working as a contractor supporting NIWIC. NIWIC is a Naval Information Warfare Center. And what we do there is basically protect our Navy against cybersecurity threats. So the team I work on, we are basically creating software, developing software, and making sure we, do the right things to make sure that software is as up to par and as tight as it can be, so that nobody could, let's say, crack the code. Um, and that way we protect our warfighter, we protect submarines, we protect a lot of our fleet around the country, around the world regarding the Navy. I also work for a company called Atlas Tech here in Charleston. Like I said, we support the Navy, we support the Coast Guard and other entities regarding the United States Department of Defense. So me as a professional and as an HBCU graduate, I wanna see more black and brown faces in the room. I want to see more of us having a seat at the table, being a part of those important meetings, making decisions, and being a part of the change in the STEM world.
Ed, can I just jump in here for a second? I want to ask you, and
Yeah.
this is related to the part of your bio you were giving us. So in high school, what did you major in? And in college, what did you major in?
Well, high school in Abbeville, I went to a 2A high school, and basically, it's just generic classes. You do what you got to do to graduate, and then I remember going to like a career fair, not career fair, but a college fair, and at that time, that's when we were introduced to the various colleges and universities in the region. So that was my first real experience with colleges and deciding on what I want to do, where I want to go. I chose Charlotte because it wasn't too far, but it wasn't too close. So it gave me the opportunity to be a man and to
Yeah.
learn things on my own,
Yeah.
wash my own clothes. You can't bring stuff home to mom if they 3 4 hours away. So going to Johnson C. Smith University is where I immediately knew I was going to embark on either information technology or computer science or computer engineering. I chose engineering and I just ran with it and graduated in 2007.
Did you have that? Let me follow it. Did you have that passion in high school? I know you said you like to take things apart. So you made. Did you know that it was the engineering thing that was really a passion, or did you kind of just figure that out? It's like, hey, I like to take things apart and, like you said,
Yeah,
work with electronics and circuit boards. uh, and you figured out, hey, this engineering thing is really my passion, or did you know that all along, even when you were younger?
Well, back when so in 2003, going into college at that time, um, the the various opportunities weren't as broad as they are now.
Okay.
So I kind of had to just find the box that fit for me. Um, but in high school, I was definitely into components and being more hands-on, taking things apart, putting things back together, whether it was a computer system, a radio, or just wiring up like my car stereo system with the various speakers in the trunk and tweeters and various door speakers.
I, I
Just
wish I knew you then. I paid a whole lot of money to have them sound systems put in my car.
Yeah, those are the good old days when things were a little bit easier. The cars weren't so they weren't so high tech and didn't have smart boards in them back then, and it was just easier to deal with things. But once I got to college, I automatically knew it was going to be technology. Some sort of tech. And the school I went to, they offered computer science, computer information systems, computer engineering. So I went the engineering route. I just felt like engineers made more money, so I just went that route.
And I love you kept honest. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to, for those who are watching, especially for the younger, brothers and sisters that are watching, kind of understand, because sometimes when societies they created narratives and kind of created images and stereotypes that we have of everything, including field. So sometimes, we may hear engineer, oh, man, you got to be so super smart, and you had to have all A's, and, you had to have a concentration in math and science when you were in middle school or high school. So you are living proof that there's more than one way to do this, because that wasn't your profile going on, but it didn't stop
Correct.
you. So I just thought I wanted to bring that out and allow you to share that, because I think that could be really important for, and because you guys work with young people, which is why you do the work that you do. But I just wanted to, let you kind of tell your story so folks can be like, oh wait, and he kind of figured it out. High school, and when he got to college is when you really like boom, put your finger on the engineering thing. So if like folks, young people who are in, if you got sons or daughters or grandkids or nieces and nephews in high school, or some young brothers and sisters watching, if you're in high school and you haven't figured it out, don't panic. And parents, don't you panic, and don't kind of project that panic and fear on your kids or grandkids, because everybody's got a different timeline, and kind of let them figure it out on their own. I mean, you live an example. You figure things out, and like you said, by the time you got to college or going into college, that's when you're like, okay, boom, this engineering thing. So some people may figure it out earlier than you did. Some may figure it out. It may take them a couple years of college, or maybe 3 or 4 years, and they still just figured it out. They may even have a different degree and be like, yeah, that's really not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into engineering, and then they have to kind of recycle back. So I didn't want to interrupt, but I wanted to emphasize that point, because I think it's so important for people not to be intimidated, because I'm sure you see it. Folks may get intimidated. I don't know if I can be an engineer. I don't know if I'm smart enough.
Yep.
I don't like math, and so I'll let you speak to all that.
Yeah, and they call that the imposter syndrome.
I like that.
But just to go back, in your high school, and this is for the younger generation that's watching, especially those that are in high school or on down. Now is the time to put your best foot forward, establish your foundation. You want a strong foundation so that you can have the best opportunities available to you. If your GPAs are low, if your ACT and SAT scores are low, you're not going to get in the best institutes. So you'll have to deal with what you have available to you. But if you you put your best foot forward, apply yourself while you're in high school, do what's right, study, stay out of the unnecessary crowds, just focus on grades, and you'll have access to what they call it, the college prep courses, and you'll start earning college credits while you're in school, and that way you're already ahead of the game when you get to college. And then from there, it's literally just you taking the time, working with your mom and dad, or guardian to, complete scholarship applications and grants, and those things will fund college for you, no matter your situation, no matter what your GPA is. GPAs matter, but there are so many scholarships out there that support people with low GPAs, high GPAs, minority scholarships. So there's a lot of opportunities out there, no matter your GPA or how good your grades are. If you graduate high school and you want to go to college, we could definitely help you find a way.
Wonderful. So listen, you guys got some exciting things that I know we talked about last week. Please share those. The STEMapalooza, but before that, I know you got some other opportunities and some things working with the youth. So please share that with us.
Sure, sure. Let me just introduce myself also, or continue introducing myself. I'm the programs chair here in Charleston with the National Society of Black Engineers, the Charleston Professional Chapter. And we are a group of people, a group of professionals, Black professionals that work for various companies in the city of Charleston, in the Low Country, whether it's a small business or a huge Fortune 500 company. If it deals with STEM and you're African American, Nesby Charleston would love to have you. Our mission here in Nesby Charleston, and I'm kind of just spitballing it because I don't have it up in front of me, but our mission is to basically positively impact the community. We want to increase the pipeline regarding going to high school, finishing high school with good grades, going to college, helping college students out with scholarship applications so they can go to college for potentially free or no cost, because we know that's a big issue in our community with graduating with loans on our back. And we want to encourage students at an early age to think about STEM as a career path, as an educational path. And that's our main goal. So what we have in Charleston as the Nesby Charleston Professionals, we have programming throughout the year that we make sure that we focus on and make sure that they happen. Our major programming revolves around our scholarship programs, our career fairs, college and career fairs, and our STEM fairs. Right now, between now and March 15th, high school students in Charleston or in the Low Country, not just Charleston, but in the Low Country, who have a passion for STEM, that's any science, technology, engineering, or mathematic field. If they have a passion for anything like that, then they can apply, and they can potentially receive anywhere from $500 to several $1,000s towards scholarships towards college. So all someone would have to do is visit nesbycharleston.org, click on scholarships, and then you'll just fill out the application and submit it. And then we'll reach back out to you if you have been selected as a recipient of our scholarship. And then in May, and let me know if I'm going too fast.
No, but let's go back. For those
right.
who may be watching, Nesby, that's NSBE. If they're typing that in, nsbecharleston.com or .org.
It's .org, and
Okay.
and let me be clear. It's NSBE is a national organization, so you can go to nsbe.org to see what's going on in your city, your state, and your community. And then if you're in Charleston, of course, you will reach out to nesbycharleston.org. But in general, definitely look up Nesby in your city. I'm pretty sure if you Google Nesby in the name of your city or the nearest biggest city in your state, will pop right up, and that'll give you the opportunity to select that location to sign up to stay in the know. You can join email lists so you can find out about everything we're doing in your city and state. Because Nesby Charleston, we're a national org, and we're trying to do as many things as possible to impact as many African Americans to pursue STEM as a education and career path.
And let me ask you, these scholarships that young people would apply for online, do they have to be graduating seniors? What are some of the parameters? And is it an essay, or do they just kind of fill out, is it needs based in terms of family income?
Okay. Our scholarships are online currently. In Charleston, students have, and this is high school and college students. So if you're a high school student, you would need to be a graduating high school senior who has already applied for college and received a acceptance letter,
Okay.
showing that you're pursuing a STEM field. And once you have that, you'll just send that over to us along with your ACT and or SAT scores.
Okay.
Fill out the application, be thorough as possible. That's the opportunity for you to brag about yourself, what you do in the community, what you do, extracurricular activities, everything. And me and the team will review those scholarships, applications, and pick a winner. The more funds we have in our accounts to award the scholarships, the better. And that's where sponsorships and things come into play.
And for those who want to support the organization and support like your scholarship foundation where you can give out more, can they contact you at the same nesbycharleston.org?
Correct. NesbyCharleston.org, NesbyCharleston.org / sponsorships. Any basically, if you go to Nesby Charleston, the tabs are there on the home page. You just click on it all. Make sure you put your email address in so you can stay in the loop on everything we have going on. Because we definitely do not want anyone to miss our huge STEM fair coming in May 18th, STEMapalooza. That's our major public community engaging event where we're trying to encourage any and all individuals to pursue STEM. Of course, we want more of our Black and Brown sisters, brothers and sisters, to be in the room and to be in attendance. But this is a free event. This is open to the public. It's in North Charleston, in Park Circle, across from Burke High School. Excuse me, North Charleston High School. And we just want to get as many people out there as possible. Primarily the parents. The parents have to bring the kids out there. We're working on potential drop off and pick up spots, but regardless of that, we need the parents to be in the know so that they can bring the kids out there. It's on a Saturday and it's going to be great. It's from 10 to 2. And just real quick, it's at the Cooper River Center for Advanced Studies. If you're familiar with Charleston, there are several centers for advanced studies in the Low Country. Those are basically career centers for the high school students. They have to sign up to go, but they would go during school hours and learn trades at an early age.
Wow.
So so even for those students that do not want to go to a four-year university, they can still go to the Centers for Advanced Studies in their region to learn about nursing, auto body repair, being a mechanic, 3D printing, mechatronics,
And what's
videography.
Mechatronics? What is that?
That is more of and mind you, I'm not a professional in that field and don't know everything about it, but that deals with the science within computer systems, big commercial industry, hardware, and the devices within that, and the circuitry and boards and all the pieces and parts, and also building those pieces and having the software to run and kind of initiate those systems in uh, in a system with a company,
So it
depending on
sounds like
whatever they have.
part like IT, like an IT director, but part engineering. You'd have to have
Yeah,
some engineering background. Am I right?
yeah. There's a lot of hands-on aspects to that physical engineering, as far as the hardware itself, but there's also a lot of software development pieces in there, a lot of coding, a lot of scripting, automation, and making sure things work properly.
Wow. Wow, that sounds exciting. It sounds like a modern version of a trade school. I went to my high school was a vocational high school in Chicago, and it had so I'm glad to see that there's like modern versions of that going on now. So that's STEMapalooza is May 18th on a Saturday, 2 days before my birthday, actually, ironically, uh, at the Cooper River Center for Advanced Studies, North Charleston, right across the street from North Charleston High School. What are the
Correct.
times? And do they have to register online? How do you sign up for that?
Good question. First off, it's from 10 to 2 p.m., 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the public. If people want to volunteer, they would sign up via nesbycharleston.org / STEMapalooza. We're also looking for vendors and sponsors. Vendors, we ask that any vendor that signs up, they just host a cool and interactive STEM activity.
I like
This
that.
is all STEM activities, and that's what we want. And if you can do that, definitely sign up. It's $0, costs you nothing.
Wow.
Unless you want to sell something, If you're a food truck or if you want to sell items at your table, then there will be a small cost, but the impact will be well worth the price.
I love it. Oh, and one thing before you go, I want you to speak to the future in STEM. I know there's so much talk about AI, artificial intelligence, and where is it going? And is it dangerous? Is it going to wind up taking over humans and killing humans? But what's like the next big thing? And I think like anything else, it's so important, which is why I'm so excited to have you come on. Is it's so important that people that look like us are a part of developing all the new technology and software, because there's still inherent bias in everything. I mean, there's still, racism is ingrained into the DNA of this country, really globally. So it's so important that, now you can correct me or you can add to it, being a professional yourself. I think it's important that people that look like you are in these rooms in terms of like developing the technology, understanding it, being a part of knowing everything with AI or what's next. AI is the big thing now, but what's going to be the next big thing in 5-10 years from now? But whatever it is, it's important that you all create that pipeline of young brothers and sisters, so they can come on up, so they'll be in a position and they'll have the knowledge and the skills to step into those positions to make sure that they can say like, okay, when you programming this, don't program that bias and racism and misogyny and sexism in that algorithm. Don't do that. And people like you are there to make sure that doesn't happen. Speak to that if you don't mind.
Oh, cool. Thank you for asking. So AI is definitely one of the leading trending topics currently, and it's going to be that way for a long time. AI has been something that's been around for several decades, believe it or not. However, now that we have access to things like Chat GPT, it's becoming more prevalent, and people need to know more about it. And I encourage people, this is just a disclaimer, to use AI ethically, properly. Don't use it for nefarious means or malicious means. Use it properly.
Thank you.
If you haven't, go ahead and sign up or look into Chat GPT and do some research and get an account and play around with it and see, what options or what it can do to help you. Because if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creative, you need to use AI to help you be greater.
Okay.
And also start researching things like augmented reality. Because if you see those Apple devices that they put out, that's all augmented reality.
And
Where
in
they want,
layman's terms, explain, if we were in the barber shop sitting around with a bunch of brothers and they're like, dude, augmented, what is that, man?
it's basically like it's virtual reality. It's virtual reality,
Okay.
but literally based on your actual environment.
So what
So
would that look
it's
like? Because I've seen like Apple, they had like these virtual reality look like goggles that skiers wear, and
right, right. So those goggles play a twist on AI, augmented reality, basically meaning modifying your environment virtually, where your physical environment, where it's almost like having one of those on, the takes away the purpose of having a TV in your house, a computer in your home.
oh really?
Because all of that is on your eyes now.
Wow.
You can turn your entire living room into a movie theater, but with your headset. So that's augmented reality.
That
I, I,
sounds
I
like a scene. Wait, that sounds like a scene Ed in Black Panther.
more like Ready Player One. If you ever heard
I
of
didn't. I
that,
haven't. Okay, I haven't seen that movie.
you need to see that because
Okay,
that's basically that movie speaks to our future.
and that
And
movie
and
came out some time ago, didn't it?
that movie came out 5 or 10 years ago, probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So that movie speaks to our future. It speaks to things to come based on what we're, trying to do with technology. So augmented reality, AI, smart homes, smart devices, learn about those things for the viewers out there. Those are the things that I feel in the future are going to be very big because you're going to see people on sites. When I say on site, like construction sites, in their office spaces, utilizing those things to do things that we only saw in movies like Iron Man or the
Yes.
Avengers.
Yeah. Oh,
So it'll be just like that. We'll be doing stuff and moving our hands. And from someone who doesn't have the glasses on, they can't see what you're doing. But for you, your whole environment is augmented,
that's what I thought
utilizing
about Black Panther, the first one, the scene where T'Challa's sister, she was a tech whiz. She was,
exactly.
and
Yep.
then in Wakanda Forever, I loved it because it was like, so the character was like a young sister, like from the hood, south side of Chicago, but it was like a tech genius, but she
Yep.
was,
And speaking of that movie, when you think about when she was dropping the car at her home, but it was really doing something
yes,
outside, that's a another version of that's a higher tech version of augmented reality. Um,
wow.
she actually used her own station within her home, and with a simple device that took control of that computer's computer system, she was able to drive that car from her house. If you think about it, like that's our future. Like, so I encourage everybody watching augmented reality, AI, any type of smart home, smart devices, any software evolving around that. Definitely research it and learn about it, study it. Um, yeah, that's the near future.
And it's, listen, I I'm an entertainer, and I'm way past the point of trying to even go into that. But it's just exciting to hear about it and just learning what you taught me. So I can imagine it's got to be exciting for you. I can kind of see your face light up when you're talking about, like when you explain the augmented reality and everything. So it's got to be pretty exciting to I mean, because we are in very historic times. I mean, the technology and all these changes and the changes is coming. We are literally writing the history of not just this country, but this planet in real time. So it's got to be exciting, especially for engineers and people like yourself.
Yes, yes, sir. And I forgot to mention one other field, and I'm not going to speak on it, but everybody should know by now. Robotics. Robotics is the next wave of the future. It's already been a part of our lives for years, but it's getting more prevalent, and yeah, we're going to see more of the human-like robots and the dog-like robots. So
Wow.
start studying robotics, everybody, if you're not already thinking about it.
Wow. Like the Will Smith character in I Am Robot?
Yep, yep. I what's that? iRobot. Yep,
iRobot. I'm
iRobot.
sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I messed it up. I knew it was I. I knew it was I something robot.
Listen,
Yeah.
Will Smith got so many movies. You
Yeah.
mix them all up. Yeah, but yeah, iRobot. That's another movie where they're like low key depicting our future. May not be our future, but maybe our children's future. But
Wow.
yeah, I suggest everybody get on board, start learning about it, get certified, take some tests, and you can get a job doing those things. You might not even be worrying about that now, but if you take some tests, study, get a few certifications. You don't have to go to school to get certifications either. Get those certifications, and that can put you right in the workforce. I meant to say that earlier. Certifications are key. Cybersecurity certs, CompTIA certs, Cisco certs, any certs that dive into the realm of STEM, Red Hat certifications, Microsoft certifications, all of those things will put you in the place to make a lot of money and take care of your family.
Well, Edward, you have a permanent home, so this was not a one-off. And I told you that when we had our conference call last week, because I'm excited. As I'm like a kid in the candy store asking you all these damn questions, because I've always been curious. I've always had a thirst for knowledge, even though I always had a desire to be an entertainer in media, TV, and radio. But I was a kid. My mother's watching now. I was a kid that literally I've read encyclopedias. I'm the oldest and the only boy. Grew up in Chicago in the wintertime. Snow and ice and minus 40 below. It's too cold to go outside and play. And actually, my mother bought me two sets of encyclopedias. I think one set when I was like 7 or 8. The World Book, they were red, and then I think
You
going
had
into
the A
8th
to Z
grade,
with the gold letters on it.
yeah, and then going into 8th grade, she bought me the Encyclopedia Britannicas. They were like kind of a cream color and like a green and brown. So I would, if I had a question about something, I would ask my mother or my grandparents, and they would say, go look it up. And I would go look it up, and if it was maybe what is pneumonia? They say go look it up. So I would get like P, and I would read what was pneumonia and what caused it. Then I wind up reading everything in P, and I get bored. I'm like, all right, well let me get what MNOP. I would get Q or R, and just wind up just reading to entertain myself. So I share that story to say I've always had a thirst for knowledge. So just having this conversation with you is exciting for me, and I'm sure it's got to be exciting, especially for our younger brothers and sisters. So many opportunities in all these fields that you mentioned: augmented reality, not just AI, robotics. There's futures where you can make great money and take care of your family, or even if you don't want to have a family, be able to take care of yourself. So thank you. You have a permanent home. So STEMapalooza and the scholarship that you talked about for high school graduating seniors and college students. NSBE is NSBE. That's an acronym, y'all. Acronym means like each letter represents a word. NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, NSBCharleston.org. Are we right?
Correct.
All right. Thank you. Edward Copes, my brother, man, thank you so much. I've enjoyed this. Like I said, you guys have a permanent home. So if there's anything that you want to share with the public, anything that maybe that's going on in the world that affects STEM, that you feel that it needs to be platformed and we need to talk about it, you've got a permanent home. So thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. NSBCharleston.org. Everybody check this out. Submit your emails to stay in the loop. I'm the programs chair, Edward Copes. Follow me on Instagram, Bubba Copes 85.
Yes. Give all your social media platform information if you want to with everybody. Just Instagram.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, well, Edward Copes on Facebook. Programs at NSBCharleston.org if you want to email me regarding anything STEM. And you can contact me on social media on Instagram, Bubba Copes 85.
You said Bubba?
BUBBACOPES 85.
That's your nickname?
Yeah, one of my friends from Charleston in college called me Bubba a lot.
Gave me that nickname. Yeah. Well, listen, Edward, Bubba, listen. Thank you once again. My mom she's very impressed. He's very intelligent. He's an engineer, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it.
My brother, thank you. I'm looking forward to having you back on the show, man. Like I said, you have a permanent home. I love this to have you come on maybe once a month, man, and just kind of give us an update on technology. Something may be in the news or not in the news, something that's coming out, something that we need to know, some information to kind of protect us that we need to know about.
That sounds good.
You've got that home, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Geno.
Thank you, man. All right.
Have a good one. Good night.
All right. My mother's right. He is very intelligent, but just, down to earth. I could see you could have the conversation. We could be sitting in the barber shop, sitting around watching the Lakers play, whatever your favorite, Golden State, whoever your team is. NSBE Charleston, that's NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, Charleston, all one word, .org, O-R-G. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's make this episode go viral because you got some great information and great knowledge. And if you have a young person that's a graduating senior or in college, an opportunity for them to get a scholarship, and trust me, I know any money that you can get to reduce that tuition bill, hello, it will help you sleep a little better at night, because I have lost Had a lot of sleepless nights. I've lost a lot of sleep and incurred a lot of stress in these last 4 years. So anything that can make your life easy, that'll be fantastic. All right. Subscribe, share, screen grab, create a viral moment with this episode and all my back episodes. Subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and his stylist for the Geno Jones Show, the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro. Check him out on IG, on Instagram, Kel B Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. And Allie Jones, she is the drip director. Drip, that's like the new term for like your fashion, your style. The official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check Allie Jones and her collection, and it's amazing. She's got some upcoming fashion shows that her line is going to be featured in. So check out her collection. It is spectacular, fabulous, fabulous, and all that. LX.NCL underscores that little dash at the end of the last L on Instagram. So it's LX.NCL underscore, little dash at the bottom at the end of the last L on Instagram. So until Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you missed some of this episode, go back and binge watch. Once again, I want to thank Edward Copes. He is the program chair with the National Society of Black Engineers right here in Charleston, the Charleston Professionals. Thank you, Brother Edward. You will see more of, I promise you, you will be seeing more of Edward Copes. Basically, just talking about the opportunities for our young brothers and sisters in the STEM field, that's science, technology, engineering, and math. So excited to allow them to use this platform to contribute to the greater good of the community. Thank you, everybody. I love you all for watching. We'll see you live Thursday. Go back and binge watch this, and go ahead and tag and copy and paste this link and text it and email it. Make this episode go viral, and then make the one that last night's go viral, then Monday too. We'll see you live Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Holla. I'm out of here.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.